found us. More podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply, find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now.
Boy, that'll wake you up, right?
It will.
I saw Pastor Hunter's head shake a little bit when the music kicks in. Yeah, it's like that right tone where it's like, there you are, you're awake. I don't know. So, we're sitting around this table. We're on week 2 of 21 days.
Start of the week 2. Yeah.
Started week 2, yeah. Well, it's like Wednesday.
That's true. What day is it again?
Wake up again?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
Halfway through. Yeah, halfway through. My bad.
Ted is like,
Today is the halfway day.
Today, I think somebody said it's hump day, right? We're halfway through the week, and we're halfway through the 21 days.
Yeah, so it's good.
Double hump. It's like a double camel hump.
Let's go.
And then there's a lot of us are getting ready for the per vigil. That's happening on Friday.
Friday.
Saturday. 7 p.m.
Yeah, 7 p.m.
to Saturday, 7 a.m.
Yeah.
We've known it the whole time.
I just did not. Because Sunday, that first service, I massacred times.
Do you feel like your brain is a little slower with less sleep?
Yes.
Because I certainly do.
I do.
I definitely realize that it takes me longer to get sentence out. I need to think about things a little longer. I'm just foggy.
And you don't always hear what people are saying to you.
No.
Yeah, I know.
No.
But then, you drink coffee
funny.
and that just brings you back to normalcy. Yeah.
All right. We're sitting in your with you and your wife last night in premarital counseling, and your wife was like, "You got to look a little more engaged." I was like, "Amy, it is 5:30. We're 2 hours into this."
She said you yawned a lot.
Ready for bed.
Well, the best part was this is what she noticed.
Ready to go.
This is what
sleep.
a woman. I don't notice this, but a woman would notice this. She says that whenever Rachel was giving an answer, that's when you yawned the most.
Okay.
And so she might have just taken it
off a lot of bad vibes.
Yeah, she's just like
this is okay. We are at church literally at 5:40 in the morning. So okay, I'm looking for grace.
I had some great saint of the church bring me a bang.
Yeah,
Pastor Hunter. Brought me a bang, and that gave me the extra little second wind I needed.
So is there anybody waking up without the alarm?
No,
I have been.
I know you do.
Yeah.
You just got an internal clock.
Yeah, what time? You're like a crazy early, anyways.
Normally 4:45. So
every day.
4:30. Yeah, 4:30 is good.
Why are we doing?
That's his. That's
Deer
his
hunting,
way he's always been.
Projects need to be done.
Yeah.
As
Wood
long
has
as
to be
I've
thrown
known
on the
him, that's
fire.
how early he gets up. As long as even when he was younger, he got up to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do, like yesterday it was, hey, I'm just, we had premarital, so it wasn't go home right away. But normally if like on Monday you're going to go it's a Tuesday because I forget the day again. Sorry. You can go home and hang out and have some time at home, where those Wednesday nights, Thursday night rehearsals, that's a day. That's a day.
Today is Wednesday night tomorrow. Live. Yeah, Wednesday night live for me, and then tomorrow's practice.
Oh boy,
forever.
And it's worship night practice too.
Yeah, worship night practice and worship for Sunday. Yeah, so it'll be good.
We just set up the cots around here.
But you boys are doing it. You're doing
We're
great.
doing great.
Oh yeah,
Jesus is happy with you.
Hey, I heard this. I remember this thing. I heard a pastor say, he's talking about fasting, and it's like that thing that Christians talk about but never really actually do, right? So it's like we're going to talk about feeding the poor, but we never actually feed the poor, right? So we'll do a 4-part series on it, whatever. But he was saying how he goes, when you fast, it's not ever fun.
Right.
It's not. No, it's not supposed to be. Like, that's not the point, right? So he's just like, okay, dude, you're fine. Ted, you're okay. Just this 3 weeks. Yep. It's gonna be great.
One time, our youth group did a 24-hour fast with a bunch of other youth groups in Chicago, and one of the things they did was to basically bring awareness to people that are starving in other countries, right? So obviously, there's not gonna be any food there. Well, the whole caveat was at the end of the 24-hour fast, they were going to have a little smaller dinner from one of the other countries that we were praying for, and it would be their style, their way of eating, and it was basically rice and something, beans or whatever. So I'm at this fasting thing, and I'm sitting there with all the kids, and then eventually a lot of them start taking naps and sleeping or whatever, So I'm like, I'm just going to go out to the bathroom, and because they're all in the gym, so I go out there. And I'm talking to this other guy, and he's like, man, I'm starving right now. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm like, the kids really need to learn this concept of fasting. And they're like, yeah. So being in Chicago, nothing shuts down. Everything's open. And I'm like, let's go down to the gas station, get something to drink or whatever. So we're driving to the gas station, and this pizza place is open. And so we're like, I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. And he's like, do you want to? I'm like, heck yeah. So we get the pizza. So we're eating pizza out in the van. And we go back into the lock-in where all these kids are fasting. And literally, man, their senses were so heightened.
They could smell the pizza.
Smell the pizza on me. And they're like, you did it. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're no like,
idea.
Pastor Alex, do you remember when we read the Bible straight through from Genesis 1 to Revelation 22, 73 hours straight?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. We did it as a youth group, 73 hours straight. That's 3.5 days.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Sometimes you're read to an empty room.
Yep.
And sometimes you have people there.
Yeah.
It was good.
You were there the whole time?
No. I did my part.
It was like
we did hour by hour by.
That's cool.
You got to read whatever you signed up for.
You got to get out of Harbor Light Christian School.
Yeah.
You did read if you needed to.
Okay.
Yeah, so
a lot of kids signed up during the daytime.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Cool. That's a good idea.
Like what book are we in? Numbers? Oh, okay. Give me some time. I will do it next.
We recorded the whole thing. My set of CD or my cassette tapes were about like this long.
Yeah. That was crazy.
That's cool.
Man. That was a long time ago. Can you, put it in perspective. Can you believe that's been, 33 years from that time already?
Yep.
That's a long time. 33 years ago. I was just starting to think, I'm like, my kids aren't even.
That's a grown adult. Yeah.
33 years. And that means Pastor Gary is probably, 54?
Ancient. Yeah.
54 now? Yeah. Well, welcome to this week's podcast. Do you wonder why you take the time each week to listen to more podcasts? I'll tell you why. MORE stands for maximizing opportunities for right now and eternity. So stop asking why you listen. Just never forget to listen and pass it on. And I'll tell you what, last Sunday, I had so many people come to me and said they were going through withdrawals. They were so happy there's a new episode on there that we posted last week. And so I was just like, well, things happen, holidays, people are gone, sick, whatever. But yeah, they're like, we tried to listen to the other ones, but they said that as we've gone over the years, we've gotten better. Mm-hmm. So like the first ones, maybe some were kind of cringy, kind of hard to listen to, and they get to now, and it's like, so I'm like, yeah, okay, get it, yeah.
Cringy, come on.
Well,
nothing cringy about
we try. We tried different formats, tried different things, tried to figure out how we're going to do it. Then what you came on first, right? Yeah, you came on first, and then we had Crunchy Christian for a while. Rebecca Moore.
Yeah. Was it? You guys were a whole season in, and then I jumped in, I think.
Oh, yeah. We were one season in, and
I will say though that I was always impressed by the production. Mm-hmm. I was never like, oh, those bumpers need to get like. Alex, you've been on it, dude.
Oh yeah, thank you.
You have,
we got great equipment here.
Well, you know how to do it though. Yeah. You know how to use it. You can have good equipment and
AI.
No
AI voices.
No brain, but yeah. Do you remember when you were using celebrity voices for the bumpers?
Yeah.
And you had to guess then what celebrity was. That was kind of fun.
Batman was the best.
Yeah.
Batman. Yeah, we had him and I can't remember all of them, but yeah, that was. I don't know why they were doing that, but they were putting all the celebrity voices on AI for
slightly culturally insensitive songs at times too.
That still happens now.
We've never gotten away from that.
Yeah, that's true, right? Like the Jamaican one. Or
if you want Indian music right now, I have it right here.
Alex
you got to push
Jamaican voices.
Why'd you got to bring it up?
Yeah, it's well, and then
it just keeps us. I do think it's just it's that thing we always say that the more podcast doesn't take ourselves too serious and sets us apart a little bit from the herd, the spa music Christian podcast. It's always ultra serious.
Wow, that's really good.
And we also teach you
none of that, man.
We also teach you languages. We did the Korean spots, we did the Hispanic spots.
My God.
I want to get a recording of Pastor Hunter's reading from the Bible this morning.
I know. I was
good. Reading the pigeon, the Gullah version.
It was pretty impressive.
It was
awesome.
Yeah.
You know what it reminded? Have you seen?
I practiced it. Not really.
Have you seen those videos online where it's like the guy, you go out to dinner with the guy who over pronunciates everything at the Spanish restaurant?
Yeah.
I will have the quesadillas. Like, simmer down, Jeff.
Yeah.
Stop.
He learned a little bit on Babel, so he's good.
Right.
But, like I told you, I said a lot of times I jokingly call that the Jar Jar Binks translation because when you read it, you sound like Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
But the weird part is, this is the weird part, and I was showing him because Mary Self was at the office doing some stuff, and I said, read John 3:16, and you're not going to understand what you're saying.
It's true.
But we all hear it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
You didn't understand
I had
it
no
when you said
idea
it?
what I was saying.
Oh, really?
I know.
It
it's
is a
weird.
weird thing
Yeah.
where you're reading it, no idea. You hear somebody else do it. Oh, yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
about
Yeah, 'cause I understood
95% of it I was picking up.
Right.
on.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, yeah. It's
No.
like that through the entire Bible.
I was super lost the whole time. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess we'll stop at 17. I don't care.
Yeah. Where am I at on this one? Yeah. It is a fun translation. But yeah, it's like what you were talking about this morning. I mean, they had to go into that culture, create their own vocabulary, language, and alphabet, and put it together for them, and then teach them how to read their own Bible because they couldn't.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
30 years.
That's
It was
incredible.
27 years, really, but
Yeah.
insane.
So here's a question that I don't know the answer to. Is AI helpful with this?
I don't know. It might
I
be.
would think so.
Yeah.
And
I would
I
too.
remember they weren't calling it AI. Maybe 15 or 20 years ago, we were doing a bunch of Wycliffe stuff
Yeah.
and everything, and they were saying that there were tools coming out to help translators.
Oh, that's good.
you know,
Yeah.
speed up the process.
It definitely speeds it up. The problem is you can know a language and not know its culture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And so
okay.
an AI can do a good job of learning the language
Yeah.
and being able to do that. But if you don't know the culture,
Right. It's
And what do
Yeah,
you do with
there's-
the languages where that's how they talk to each other? Or then,
Here we go.
yeah. I mean, what is that? mean?
Star Wars universe just entered the podcast again.
Haven't you ever seen those African dudes? I mean,
We're getting down into the weeds.
yeah.
who's our sponsor today?
Oh, our sponsor. No, here it is. Sorry. Our sponsor today is Resolution Recovery Group. This episode is sponsored by Resolution Recovery Group. Whether you quit the gym on January 3rd or your Bible reading plan tragically passed away somewhere in Numbers, we're here for you. At Resolution Recovery Group, we specialize in post-resolution care, including emotional support for unused planners, counseling for abandoned water bottles, and grief therapy for gym memberships that never stood a chance. No judgment, no shame, just grace and snacks. Resolution Recovery Group meets weekly, checks in daily, and offers emotional support hourly because January is a lot. Resolution Recovery Group is not failure; it's strategic retreat. So yeah, that's
Nice.
our yeah. So I mean, I think all of us experience the January thing where we get all hyped about whatever we're going to do, and I know for myself, I said on December I'm going to actually get a real like calendar to write my dates and agendas and stuff in. What I settled for was a printed version of the Apple calendar that we have.
Why?
I don't know.
Why does it have to be printed? I don't understand that.
I don't know. Maybe
Your phone isn't enough.
I don't like that. I mean,
Really?
to me, it confuses my mind when I look at it. And
You
even
want
though
it
I
to
have a
be
look,
like right in front
I need
of you all
the
time.
big
Yeah,
picture.
okay.
You know,
All right.
maybe it's my age or maybe it's just my generation. But yeah, I don't like that stuff. But you know, obviously, people that are younger are always like, yeah, it's the best thing ever because you just have your calendar right there. But when I look at it, it just confuses me. So
I like a paper calendar.
You like a paper
I got to
calendar?
see it all,
yeah.
and because if not, time doesn't fully make sense.
It
to me.
doesn't. And you're looking at days and
I
you're
gotta
like, how long is this activity
Yeah,
or
I-
where, you know?
Really
Maybe
hard
that's
for me.
my problem.
And Amy, you know, she
calendar.
leaves to go to Ethiopia for 12 days. And on that little calendar, it doesn't show you anything. It just shows a little highlight that
Oh,
says she's
sure.
gone. She's gone. She's gone.
Yeah,
Doesn't give you the big picture.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that makes sense.
And I think there's a sense of closure because when you scratch off a
Yeah,
day,
that is fun.
It's nice.
it's
Yeah,
like
that's
you
nice.
take it off and you're good. Yeah.
Yep, that is nice.
Well, we're going to take a 90 break, come back with our introductions. And of course, always we have some very interesting introductions and we'll be right back.
Okay, wait, don't skip. That's awkward. This is the More podcast. And honestly, we kind of vibe. We're talking real faith, real life, and asking the questions you're already thinking, but don't say out loud. We're here to know God more deeply, find real freedom, and yeah, grow together. No pressure, just intentional. Stay right here. This isn't a situationship, it's a discipleship. We'll be right back.
I love that line.
It's a good line.
It's not a situation ship.
Right.
It's a disciple.
I seriously think that should be a sermon title for something. Yeah.
What did Pastor Hunter say this morning that I
Oh,
looked over?
brother.
at?
Oh yeah. What was that? That was a good line.
It was
What did they
great.
say?
My brain is
Mission,
not-
something mission.
It was very theological.
Yeah.
It was
a good. It was a good tagline.
Come on, Ted.
I heard.
What is it?
What was it in the beginning?
No,
It
it
was
was,
in the
it
mid-
was very theological.
it was at the end. I mean,
And it was like I was
lots of
listening
big
closely
words.
to the crowd, and you hear,
Yeah.
You like write that one.
A crowd.
I don't know what I said.
The mission. It was something with mission, wasn't it?
Mission and docs orthopraxy or something.
No.
But it was something like that. It was some theological term.
I said, in the beginning, I said your theology will shape your methodology.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what it is right there.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Theology will match your methodology.
That's what it was. That's when people went.
So what you believe about God will eventually come out in the methods of how you live your life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's good. See, this
good.
guy.
Look
Did you
at
take
this
a
guy.
nap before you came? Because that was good. I mean, you just came right
I
up.
couldn't
with
do that right now.
Had a cup of coffee.
Yeah, we had a couple. Okay, all
I've
right.
had several.
Rock
still
and
couldn't do
roll.
it.
All right. Well, here we are. One time he bought something on TikTok and said, "This will change my life," and now it lives in a drawer. Pastor Ted.
Yeah.
There he is, right here in the room.
Yes, sir. And Pastor Hunter here. Sorry. One time, I literally. Okay,
He's definitely
it's one line.
Where
Everyone's
am I?
looking at.
Time delay here.
We
One
locked eyes for a second.
time at New Year's, he didn't choose a word for the year. He asked what the word required of him, Pastor Hunter.
Wow,
that's
that's a nice one. One time at New Year's, he handed out maple syrup and said, "This will last longer than your goals." Lovingly, Pastor Gary.
That's
And of course, the man sitting across the table from all of us, the man with all the talent and the knowledge to know what every button and knob does to run that little board right there.
Yep.
One time, he participated in the winter sport of ski jorking, which is horse-pulled skiing across the field.
All right.
And the man who can turn a salt and pepper shaker into a musical instrument,
Yeah.
Pastor Alex Norton.
Thank you.
Let's
yes,
go.
I showcased that today.
It was.
I got
You did
a
a
chance to do it,
good
yeah.
job.
I just want you to know that ski jorking is a real thing.
It is.
I feel like
It
the
is.
Amish do that. don't
I
they?
heard about
Isn't
it.
that what the
I've heard
Amish
about
do?
it.
My mind is just playing all kinds of pictures right now. It's just awesome.
With me doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're like,
Wide world of sports, the agony of defeat.
Pastor Alex will not be at work today.
Yeah.
He's in the hospital. Yeah. Yeah. You look it up, and you'll see exactly
I'm
what
excited.
it's about. Yeah.
I'm
It
excited.
is.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. And jorking, they also do motorcycles, cars, and then there's
Buggies.
buggies.
The Amish
yeah.
do this. I've
Yeah.
seen this on the internet.
Yeah. And it's
The
nuts.
guys are skiing on the sides of the road and they're pulled by the buggy.
You're going like 40, 50 miles an hour.
You guys all know Riley Cope, right?
Yeah.
Riley did something I've dreamed about my entire life. Apparently, you ride snowmobiles through the ditches called ditch jumping or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, you ride your snowmobile through the ditches and just hit every
Oh, that sounds like fun,
driveway and do tricks and stuff like that. It's like a legitimate thing over in Onaway. Of course, in Onaway, that's where you
That's
do it.
definitely
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a way.
Suburb of
says it all.
Sheboygan.
Yeah, right. Our next cousin
run
over
from the
on a-
police and
That's
on a
right, yeah. Get out of here. Yeah.
I'm calling the cops. Please do. Sounds like a good time.
I dare you.
Head into the woods.
And most of the cops are like, "Oh, don't worry
right,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah,
It's
just
just-
let 'em
it's-
What do you
go."
want me to do?
It's
I'm
just
trying to
you.
catch them.
Yeah. Sheboygan police, I love them, but man, I mean, you could get away with a lot there. Get in Indian River and they're like waiting for you at the border. You know, they know you're coming.
That is a thing, right?
They know you're coming
Yeah.
from Sheboygan. They're like, "Whoa,
The boys from the north.
Change that Sheboygan attitude.
That's
coming
right.
to
Yeah,
Indian
you
River.
yeah, that's just Sheboygan. Come on, pull them over."
We used to call this is bad. We used to call Sheboygan Shaboom Boom when I was or Mansalona was Mansatucky. Did you ever? hear
That's
that?
yeah. Oh,
we call it, it's Wolvertucky.
Oh, there you go.
Wolvertucky.
Yeah, yeah. The
Vander-
home of black jeans.
And
That's-
Vanderbama.
okay, that's a good one. Vanderbama.
And we just lost a third
Yep.
of our audience.
That's right.
Sorry.
Making fun of y'all. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Have you guys ever been to the Whippy Dip in Vanderbilt?
The what?
That is my. It's an ice cream shop there.
No,
It's
I've never.
apparently awesome. Yeah,
the Whippy Dip.
it's called the Whippy Dip.
Okay.
So I'm, I'm gonna come that way to get on to 75. So it's Deer Lake Road.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. And that's the little thing. So you'll see all these people stopping. And they have new owners. So Whippy Dip, if you want to be a sponsor.
Sponsor of the More
Dip.
Podcast.
Yeah.
We will pick on your town. But
Exactly.
Not the whip he did.
All the
Not
weight
you.
we lost during 21 days of prayer, fasting comes back in one day.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to Lansing, though, they just put in a new coffee shop there. I don't know if you see
yeah.
the big pink building. Yeah.
Heard.
We were, you know, they were all secretive about it forever. Nobody knew what was going on. All of a sudden, these guys come in, lift the entire building off the ground, and had to redo.
What's the name of it?
foundation. I don't know.
It was an antique store,
Yeah.
I think.
Is it in that little strip mall there?
It's a building unto itself. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's right.
I guess I
It's
don't know
just
what
south of Young's Bait Shop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just a little bit south.
But
of
apparently, it's a
1068.
good place to go.
Yeah,
You know,
I've heard it's really good.
They have something that nobody else has, which is draft coffee. Have you heard of that before? Yeah, it's coffee with the you know, like if you went to a bar, you gotta get a draft beer. It's draft coffee.
Huh.
Yeah,
Coffee on the tap.
coffee on the tap.
Also
yeah.
known as an urn. We have them right here at Harbor Light.
No. This is different. this has a whole different feel.
It's
Pastor
like
Gary.
it's like nitro
It's the size
or
of the
whatever.
handle.
Yeah,
It's-
it's
that's
the-
all it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
and you,
just the
it's a
size of the
sound. It's
handle.
like shh, you know.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
It has some.
Get a little foam on top.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So I don't know. It's I'm willing to try it. I just
Yeah.
it's pink. I don't know why they went pink. I don't know why.
Yeah,
That's just an
I feel
odd
like Lansing's got that eclectic thing going. So
Got
gonna
something.
pick on a Lansing.
They got
now, right?
something
So,
going on there.
Pink
I don't
is the
know.
new black.
Yeah, okay. I like that. All right, we'll take a break, come back with, we're going to talk about resolutions that never stand a chance every year. People try to do this. And so we did a little research, deep dive, and found that we're back again with basically the same excuses. And so we're going to talk about those. We'll be right back.
Quick break. Don't leave. We checked, and it's statistically awkward if you do. Gary is currently judging our life choices. Ted is fact-checking something no one asked for. Hunter is pretending this was the plan all along, and Alex is confidently nodding like he knows what's next. Nothing has been resolved, but everything feels louder and more important. Stretch your legs. Grab a snack. Mentally prepare. We'll be right back, and yes, it somehow gets better from here.
All right, so January is always a time that we create our New Year's resolutions. I don't know. Have you guys done that yet in your own life? Did you do that?
No.
Did you come up with something? No, you didn't?
No.
This year, you're just like, forget it. I'm not even doing
No, I do think that for me, the January, I am reminded of just the pace around here. So I try to slow down.
Yeah.
I try to make it about prayer and fasting. I'm going to be at this thing, and then we're going to be at home.
Yeah.
So that's your resolution.
Yeah, I think
I do.
I don't. Yeah.
My whole year's resolution is in 21 days.
Right.
I'm just whatever I'm going to do is only going to last 21 days.
That's
I
it.
know it at the beginning.
Then
We're
I'm
there
done.
you go. That's good, right? I think that's helpful.
Get through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, for me, you know, it's every year I deal with sugar. So, you know, because the wintertime, I like mow on sugar.
Well, it's that time.
Yeah.
It's that like hibernation
Yep.
thing. that
So I'm doing really well.
Good
I'm
for you.
like, I threw it all away. Like this is the thing. This is the devil at work in my life. We're going into this 21 days of prayer. I'm like, I'm not doing sugar. And then people are like, you know what, Pastor? I made you a whole batch of cookies that my grandmother's recipe.
Listen,
and
You guys never saw it, but
Come
I
on.
put a pile of sugar cubes in the parking lot, and I caught Alex out there licking it.
yeah, like,
Oh, he just looked at me, the headlights just staring at me.
What's that? What's that right there? Yeah,
Listen, Chelsea made everybody puppy chow for Christmas.
That's another
And
one.
I housed that box on the way home after Christmas break. Me and Eli were like, "This is good living right
Just
now,
do it.
boys."
Just eat it. Yeah, get it out of the way now, and then it won't be a problem. Yeah, I know. Well, I'll tell you, somebody lovingly gave me cookies, and they were sitting there, and they're all like got thick frosting and stuff like that. And I ate 2 of them, and then I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I pitched them.
Good job.
I did it.
Oh, good
And-
for you, man.
I might have gone to the garbage can a couple times just to take a look and see if any of them are okay.
How far below the rim it was.
Yeah, it's
Towards the
still
top.
there.
It's okay.
Yeah, I might have taken a little bit off. All right, so these are some that we've discovered that are still out there. People are still thinking about them, and they seem to always fail every year. The first one is, I'm going to the gym every day. How many have you? I mean, maybe you've got friends that do this every year. They're like, get the gym membership, and then it only lasts for like 10 days, and then it's gone.
So I've been researching getting an exercise bike. We already have one. I want to get another one so at least and I can do it together.
Oh, good idea.
You would not believe how many of the marketplace ads begin like this. Only used twice. Literally, I mean, almost every one of them only used twice, and they all look crystal beautiful, like right out of the showroom.
I love it.
Only used twice.
I think riding a stationary bike is the way to go.
Really,
I do think,
really
yeah,
good for you.
Yeah, it's low impact, all that stuff, but that is like you watch TV.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
That's what's good about it.
Right.
Yeah, you can watch whatever. I got one for my office one time, and it's one that goes under your desk, and you just put your feet on. You can
Oh, really?
paddle. And
How'd
I thought
that work?
it worked maybe a day, and then it became a footrest.
You have to get the Peloton version of it. Pay like $10,000 and have somebody scream at you over the
Yeah,
phone.
that's what you
Keep
need.
going. 7 more.
What are you doing? Yeah, I did. I mean, I thought it'd be great. I get some exercise. I'm sitting there on a computer. Nah, it didn't work. I gave it up. Well, according to multiple studies in every gym parking lot ever, this resolution officially expires somewhere between January 3rd and the moment soreness kicks in. By week 2, people are just driving past the gym like it's an old relationship. What's the big Planet Fitness? They are jokingly now, they put out there all the time, it's hilarious that people, January 1, like the first day of January when they're open, people come in by the droves and get memberships for that month. And they're like, you can use it anytime you want. Some of them are open 24 hours, and maybe a third of those people actually follow through with the membership.
They're like begging you to come into that
Yeah,
building.
they're like, do
we're open. We're closed never.
Right.
Yeah,
Come in here.
come in here. We don't. Well, you know, the one commercial I thought that was pretty funny. We were down lower part of Michigan, and there was a commercial come on. And they're like, it's all about not fat shaming you. Like you come in, you don't have to look like a gym body. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a sales pitch.
I think,
for me.
isn't that like Planet Fitness's thing too? Like, it is like people who don't know how to use gym equipment
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah,
come
you
in,
get
like,
you
sort
get
of
kicked
like-
out of there if you're a serious weightlifter.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like
There's
a hunk
rule.
alert.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a hunk
what-
alert?
Yeah. What is that again?
So
I like that. A hunk
if-
alert.
That's what it's
thing.
called. That's
Yeah.
what, I'm not joking. Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
were like picking on somebody,
well, if you're throwing weight like
yes,
Yeah.
and like trying to be this like He-Man, it'll go off, and if you keep doing it, they'll ask you to leave.
And this whole time, I thought what I was hearing was ringing in my ears. Actually, it was the hunk alarm.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
probably just you
Oh,
being too
that's
strong.
what it was.
You were,
Yeah.
Every time you
you're
walk in your
lucky to
house,
get
it goes.
kicked out.
Yeah,
What can I say?
yeah. I
I'm a mighty man of God.
I've
right.
never had that problem. Never had that problem ever. You know. All right, here's another one. I'm doing a full Bible reading plan this year. Oh, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
People loved it. I'm gonna read the Bible in a year and all this other stuff. Yeah. Genesis, strong start. Exodus, still confident. Leviticus suddenly feels like God understands if you skim a little bit. And then Numbers, the plan is now a prayer request, because once you get to Numbers, it's so boring for the first few chapters. I mean, it's like literally 11 chapters, and you're like, when are we going to get to something?
But I think
other
that's
than
why you
names?
don't want to do the chronological. If it's your first time
Yeah.
through it,
Yeah.
bounce around,
Bounce around, do it.
bounce
Yeah.
around. There's lots of good Bible plans.
There is, yeah. I mean,
And I would highly
you know.
consider listening to the Bible in a year.
Yeah, that's
would
good.
too.
Great way to get started.
That's what
That's
I'm
very
doing
good.
this year. Hey, so this is fun because my son Theo did the Bible in 6 months listening to the Bible.
Oh, that's good.
Listening.
That's awesome.
I was like, you got a gear I don't have, kid, because that's some discipline. But it was that. I'd walk by his room every night, and it's, the theatrical voice of the Bible app reading in his room all the time.
That's awesome.
And maybe throw a Bible in front of you while you listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Follow along.
read along.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Listen to the Bible is a great way to go.
It's even better
Yep.
when you have Darth Vader reading it for you.
There you
James
go.
Earl Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones, man, he has got the voice.
He could read anything.
Yeah, I mean,
he could
well,
read a Denny's menu.
God rest his soul.
Right.
Yeah. He's gone now, but Darth Vader reading the Bible is awesome. All right, here's another one. I'm quitting sugar. This is mine. People said this while actively chewing Christmas cookies. Experts confirm this resolution collapses the first time someone says, hey, there's leftover dessert. Yeah, that's me. I tend to sniff it out. Or sugar cubes in the parking lot. It was already highlighted. I tend to do that. Yeah. Here's another one. I'm cutting back on screen time. This resolution was announced on social media using a phone while checking notifications to see if you like the post. Isn't that so true? I mean,
That is.
and then they're looking to see, did anybody read what I just said? Yeah, I'm off. Yeah.
Right.
And then the last one is, this is the year I finally get organized. Planners were purchased in December. Colored-coded pens were chosen, and the planner is now missing, and the pens are scattered across the house like modern art. Yep, that's true. Or my kids, when they were in my house, they would take them and use them all the time. Yeah, I never could find them. But any of those resonate with you guys at all? I mean, you guys are pretty solid about
honestly,
everything. Yeah,
man, the last 5 years for me has been 21 days.
yeah.
Yep. Buckle down.
The social media
Get
thing is
into
the
it.
newest one for me to it's just funny because everybody always is like, I'm giving up social media. And then I get home and I'm like, there's a post from so-and-so who said they're off social media. And I'm like, okay. So we didn't make it very long. We made it for a couple hours, you know. Yeah. So we're going to take a night break, come back with Harbor Light Bible Trivia. Do we have a question?
We do.
Okay, we do. All right, we'll be right back.
Welcome to the More Podcast, where the crew brings more groans than a dad at a barbecue. This episode has layers like an onion, or that casserole no one admits they made. If you hear a bad pun, that's intentional. If you hear a worse one, that's discipleship. Grab a seat, adjust your volume, and prepare for thoughtful conversation sprinkled with jokes that should have stayed in the group chat. We're glad you're here. No refunds. Let's do this.
Is this supposed to be like spooky or?
It scared me.
Well, I don't know. I thought it was just kind of mysterious.
Or like you're entering Olive Garden.
Yeah. Oh,
Denny's Olive Garden.
Why is he thinking about food?
All you can eat
ready for
salad bar, never-ending salad bar.
It's like, yeah, the only comparison you make is food.
I'll mess my Olive Garden up, man.
Dude,
I know.
get those breadsticks away from me, right?
Whenever we go to the Link conference, we always have the
Olive
hotel.
Garden is one. Although
The Olive
Texas
Garden's right there.
Roadhouse was good. That was one thing
Oh,
too.
yeah. Somebody's birthday.
I always, I love Olive Garden. I can do that. And then you go into a carb overload.
Yeah, you're ready for a nap.
Yeah, you're ready for a nap. All right. Well, here we are with Harbor Light Bible Trivia. If you want to be part of this, all you have to do is send your answer to harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com, all lowercase. harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com, all lowercase, and let us know the answer. Pastor Gary, where's your wisdom taking us today?
Well, last weekend we talked about the Kidron Valley, its location. I'm going to go ahead and give away the answer. Of course, it's dead east of the Temple Mount. So this week we're staying with the theme, and we're going to what is another name for the Kidron Valley. It goes by a pretty famous Old Testament patriarch guy. Did a great job. So the Kidron Valley, also known as the Valley of blank.
That's a good one. I don't even think I didn't know that one. To think that one through a little bit. Well, my brain's not really working either. Do you know?
Don't tempt me to say the answer.
Oh, I did.
I know what you guys are doing. This is ridiculous.
That was a trap. That was a trap. And you almost fell into it there. Almost got you. What? I don't have the answer.
No, I said I was just picking
I
out.
don't know the answer.
No?
No.
I think I know it.
Yeah, don't go to
I'm going to have to think about it.
former mistakes. Jeez.
I'll have to read that passage. Well, if you know the answer to that, send the answer to harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com, harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com, all lowercase, and let us know. And we've got quite a few people that have been sending the answers in. You know, they're ready to win something.
We're going to
So
separate the men from the boys on that question.
that one's going to be a good one. Yeah. Do you think it's going to be in a, wow, as long as they don't Google it, but I mean, do you think it's in a good study Bible somewhere?
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to Google it right now.
You're gonna
I won't
Google
say
it?
Yeah.
Don't tell me because I think I got a guess, but we can go from there. All right, we're going to take a night break, come back with Bible Talk. Pastor Hunter's on deck. He just finished his sermon from last week. Are we still in the series Into the Valley?
Yeah, 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. Pastor Gary's up next for next week, and then we got 1 more week. And so, yeah, it'll be good. We'll be right back.
Gary had flannel. Ted had a pen. Hunter said cool about 9 times then. Alex told jokes and waited for cheers. Laughed by himself like, nailed it, in tears. 1, 2, 3, clap if you dare. Wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. Is this a rap? No one can say. It's more like a sermon that wandered this way. Welcome to More, where the rhythm is wrong, but the faith is real, and the dad jokes are strong.
That's my style of rapping right there. I think that's about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
I mean, you know, it's basically, what was it, Dr. Seuss? You try to do Dr. Seuss style rap.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some seasons feel like a fresh start, and some feel like the dead of winter. The problem isn't being in the valley, it's getting stuck there. Well, this week, Pastor Hunter takes us into the valley with a message called Chained in the Valley. It's a raw look at Samson, small compromises, and how freedom is often lost link by link, but can also be restored the same way. If you've ever felt stuck between who God's called you to be and habits you can't seem to shake, this conversation is for you. God isn't just the God of the mountaintop. He is the chain breaker in the valley. So let's get into this, Pastor Hunter.
All right. Yeah, it was tons of fun. It was a fun sermon to preach to our congregation, and we kind of set it up with saying, hey, some valleys happen because life happens, and sometimes maybe God leads you there, and sometimes maybe the devil tempts you, but sometimes we just make a bunch of really bad decisions over and over and over again. We make enough of those, it can get pretty easy to feel like we're chained in the valley, and there's kind of this valley of bad decisions. And so we kind of walked through that, looking at Samson's life, and then kind of ended about Jesus. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I was noticing that the chain that you had. So what dog was running wild after you took that chain, or did you go buy the chain?
I bought that chain from Home Depot 2 years ago. The first time.
Oh, did you? I like that. Okay, all right. I saw it up there. I was like, yeah,
I just kept it with me. Right. I just got it that and a couple other illustrations that I'm like, I'll just keep this on.
Every guy's like, that would be good for towing. I could use that one. Yeah, take that one. If you didn't see it online, he had a big chain hanging over the podium, and kind of let us sit there for a while looking at it, trying to figure out what in the world he's going to do with that. It's pretty good. So you framed this message around the idea of being chained in the valley, which is the title of your message. How do you personally recognize when someone is in a normal life valley versus a valley that's stuck in because of habits or compromise?
Yeah, for me, and I don't know about you guys, maybe you guys got something to say on it. For me, is valley seasons have an end. That's what makes seasons interesting, is there'll be a moment where you're like, hey, I know when this part changes, then, things are going to get a little better. So like, hey, this is going to be a really tough season at work because we've just started a really big project, or the kid's going through this thing, but after we get on the other side of this part, and things will get a little better. It's a little different when there is no end, and there's no end in sight. And especially once you start telling, like, oh, some of these things that keep happening, that keep making me feel like I'm in the valley, are a direct result of the decisions that I'm making.
Yeah.
Then you can start to see that pattern, see the habit.
I think that was a big revelation, I think, during the message, because I think people, we don't really think about those things, but the way you presented it was the fact that, some things are holding us in there forever. And it's not because, anything that somebody else is doing to us, we do it to ourselves. We kind of stay linked to that. I thought that was really interesting. And, to me, it seems like this idea of breaking those chains is such a huge thing, especially for believers to hear, because, some of them have been going, pulling on the same chain forever, right? And they just still have not seen anything. One of my questions, and it was a question that somebody presented to me, is like, what does that mean about the spiritual life? I mean, if somebody has been dealing with something for a while, I mean, is God like, you know what, you're messed up, this is bad. Or what's happening there? Because I think some people are like, I've been fighting this thing for a while, trying to get off this chain or trying to move forward. What do you say to them in encouragement in that situation?
Yeah. So the person who's been in, I have a lot of questions of whether, hey, did this person recognize that it's a direct result of them?
Yeah.
Because what I wanted to do was shift the blame, because when we get trapped in something like that, we want to do exactly what Adam and Eve did and start pointing fingers at everybody but ourselves. And
right.
At some point, we got to take some accountability. So assuming that you've taken accountability and you've said, hey, I have, a legitimate issue and I can't break it, then we got to be really honest before God, be honest with him, which sounds like that person probably had already been doing that. And it gets to a point to where, okay, I've been honest with God. I'm honest with myself. It's time for me to get some people around me to help me break through this, right? Time to get things put around me so that I can get away from these habits, because it's hard to break habits that hold us back. And sometimes you need some good godly people around you who want to see you win to help you do that.
I'm not sure if this applies to every valley, especially the ones that we create ourselves, or maybe the devil is leading us into. But what would you say to you've got to hate sin and love what is right? I think that there are some of our ongoing temptations. We'll just pick pornography as one. There's a certain level of that my flesh likes. I don't struggle with that, but people's flesh would struggle and say, well, you better start hating what you're seeing and then replacing that with the love of God or his word, because there's a certain part of our carnal flesh that likes some sin that we get involved in.
Oh yeah.
I think you're right.
But that's most sin though. I said in the message, we love the thing that kills us. We love the thing that will destroy us. And that's with most sin. Because like you think about lying, it's like, well, people don't love lying. They love not getting in trouble, or they love making themselves look better than what they really are. And so that's kind of the outcome of that sin. But there's like that part of it that this is the part that I love. And we love the thing that afflicts us. And you got to learn to hate it. You're exactly right.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that you brought up that kind of gave me a mental picture is, like when somebody's tied to a chain, like they're being held by a chain, isn't it interesting how the devil gives you just enough room to sustain, but not enough to find victory or to get away from it? So, we got people that are going through these sins that are chained to something, and they do, in a sense, sustain whatever it is, whatever modicum of Christian journey they're having, but they don't ever get victory, So, and there's just enough around to where I can make things happen a little bit, but it's really not getting where I need to go. I'm not actually getting off this chain. I'm just kind of, making it happen. What do you say to that person that is just kind of come to that conclusion? Well, I've just got to suffer through this. I got to keep, maybe someday I'll get victory. The defeatist, fatalist attitude.
The like defeatist. I've already lost. I'm already done. Why would I would say, hey, that's exactly where the devil wants you to be. Right. That is a lie from the pit of hell, that you're settling for less than what the best thing that God has for you. And I would have them go watch my first sermon in the series. You're throwing in the towel in the middle of the valley because you already think you lost. And I understand you've been going through it for a long time and you've been dealing with this same issue for a long time. You need to buckle down and get some people around you to help you out, because a lot of that sin, Pastor Gary mentioned pornography. Really, what it becomes is a dopamine addiction, and so you can keep your brain so high on dopamine that when you take it away, you feel awful. Feel sad, frustrated, angry at times, and so to break a dopamine cycle that's pretty serious business. Really hard, and of course Jesus can do it, but I think also Jesus will use people within the church to help you do it too. That's the importance of accountability.
I think you're nailing it right on the head. You've got some physical addiction. You've got some emotional addiction, some spiritual addiction, and some chemical addiction, an internal brain chemical addiction to some of those besetting sins or those strongholds in our lives.
You guys want to hear something crazy? This has nothing to do with the message, but for a person who is into some type of sexual sin, when they start, it'll bring their brain to about 3 times the normal amount of dopamine. And the more they continue to do that one, it'll actually become less for them.
Sure.
So they keep on doing the same thing, and then it'll get down to 1.5. And so they'll have to be like, oh, I need more.
So it's the Ted Bundy.
I need syndrome. Something different. So then it grows, and which goes right into my message of, hey, this grows and it grows because you're searching for this dopamine rush.
So I've got to jump in here. Please. I watched the interview with Ted Bundy. We're talking hours before he dies. All right. And he's saying, look, I started out with a little porn and then I ended up killing people, right? Because I kept having to feed that high, and I just couldn't do it with the same stuff. I kept having to go further and further and further. And the lights literally went dim and back up during the interview. They were testing the electric chair.
Oh,
so a guy in that situation is not going to be lying to us.
No,
he's telling you the straight up truth. He'd never intended to become a mass murderer, or a serial killer.
And then just a little bit, and it kind of leads us to the next topic that you brought up was this idea of little foxes and small decisions. So why do you think small compromises are often more spiritually dangerous than the big ones that are obvious sins?
Well, I don't know if they're more dangerous. I just think those little ones feel like they're not as big of a deal. And so it's easy for us to make little compromises that leads to a large one, right? I think about, ice cracks on a lake, and you can have some small micro fractures that leads to the giant break. but it's those little ones that made it possible for the big one, right? And so that's why they're dangerous, is because we write them off as this isn't a big deal. You know, this is fine. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
But they slowly turns into this beast that you just have to keep on feeding and feeding and feeding in it. You think you can control it. And at a certain point, you realize, oh, this is controlling me now.
Yeah.
I think what a beautiful illustration, right? Somebody finds a pet bear cub in the woods, takes it home, and says, "Oh, I'm just going to raise this thing until it weighs 1,600 pounds, and you're not controlling it anymore."
No, it controls you, and you have to. Everything in your life changes because now you have to take care of this. You know, another good example, and this is something that people actually do, is when they keep chimpanzees or monkeys, right? It's like this cute little baby monkey, but by the time it's full grown, your entire life revolves around this. Yeah. Everything revolves around it. You can't bring people over to your house because it'll rip their face off, all this stuff. And it's, I'm not kidding.
I had a funny story about that. I had a guy who I knew, he grew up with a mountain lion.
Yeah.
So they found it as a cub, raised it, and literally at the end, the dad had to put like giant fences all around his house. So literally living in a cage.
Are you talking about the guy in Ellsworth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
We used to go
Ellsworth
over
Energy.
there. Yeah, we used to go over there and look at it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He lived in a cage.
Yes.
He had to.
Yeah, the
His
house
yard was all-
caged in
because he couldn't
of
let
the
it go
mountain
out, yeah.
like that's gonna eat a child in the neighborhood, right?
Dang.
So yeah.
If that is an image, right?
Right.
There's also a documentary you gues check out. Is Planet of the Apes. That's a good one.
Okay.
To talk about this whole ape.
Lisa just turned off our show.
Yeah.
that movie series.
Oh, she
freaks
doesn't
her
like it?
out.
Really?
She can't even hear the name.
Well, he mentioned the monkeys. I just thought I'd bring up the documentary.
It's also the little foxes, right? Because it ruins the vineyard of love, right? So one of the interesting thing about that is the little foxes will eat at the roots.
Yeah.
So it won't actually affect the fruit till farther. So you'll actually have grapes, and then the next season it comes, no more grapes will come because the roots have been destroyed. But it'll take a long time for that to eventually manifest into a fruit problem.
Yeah.
But first it'll be a root problem.
That's good. That's another quote. Let's write that one down. Yeah.
And the crowd went,
Yeah. And, the interesting is he used the illustration of a fox, right? I mean, they're not ugly. They're not bad looking.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of cute when they're smaller. You don't really take too notice. I mean, if it would have been like a snake or a boar or anything that would have been, deadly, I mean, that would be like, I don't know. But, a fox is something that you kind of almost invite into your scenario. It's like, come on, you're
Just
cute.
a fox.
Yeah, everyone's just pet the fox until it starts destroying everything in your life.
Yeah, foxes are destructive.
Yeah.
And they're sneaky.
Right.
And they're kind of cute. Right. And that's exactly what those little compromises are going to be. They're going to be kind of sneaky. They're going to be kind of cute.
Hello. Right.
Right.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this is great.
Yep.
It's wonderful that we have this relationship and, we're having sex before marriage and all sorts of stuff. And right now it's okay. But, until it starts destroying the covenant.
and an affair never begins in the bedroom.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's terrible. Okay. So Samson, we talked about him. He was incredibly gifted. But one of the things we noticed about him, you brought up quite a few times, is deeply undisciplined. What warnings does his life give to Christians, especially I think leaders, some of us sitting around the table who see God using them, but ignore areas of personal obedience? This was a very convicting aspect of the message.
Yeah.
Me.
Well, it was for me. Some of those messages you preach and you're like, whew.
Yeah.
All right, this is for me.
Yeah.
Right. So, all the talent in the world, I think Samson had in some ways. Nobody could say no to him. So, man, if you're a leader and you don't have people around you who can say no to you and you actually respect it, then you might have this Samson mentality, right? And so his mom and dad said no, and he said, "We'll get her for me," right? And so if you can't,
how dare you?
Yeah, if nobody can say no to you,
right?
Especially in the Christian world, we're in pretty bad shape. When we're led by our eyes and not by faith, right? Pretty bad shape there too. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my world was just rocked by Philip Yancey's confession.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that guy was an amazing part of the Christian experience for quite a while. He's kind of like one of those odd theologians that kind of just shows up on the scene and starts writing about grace and what, grace could be. And you're reading his stuff and you're like, this is good. This is real good. And then come to find out now, we've got this issue in his own life where he had an affair. And it's just like, wow, speaking about what you just said, those moments where you kind of get elevated to this place where nobody says no anymore, and you're just like this great rock star.
Yep.
And nobody has influence in you, and it's just one of those things that you start seeing.
Well, the scary thing is in the sermon I talked about how you have a puppy and it turns into a wolf. Is when you're in leadership and you are carrying around a puppy, that puppy will grow with your leadership. So the difficulty is you start, in this kind of lower position, and you got this small thing, and you're like, okay, I can take care of this thing. It's not a big deal. But then as you grow in leadership, that puppy grows too. And now it's like, well, I can't tell people about it now. I'm in way too deep into leadership. If I let anybody know, I'm going to lose all this.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, and then it turns into shame, and and it's either going to pull you out in the street and kill you, or you're going to kill it.
Yeah,
right, eventually.
One of the things that it's been a phrase thrown around the church lately, Christianity did an article about it, narcissist pastors that are beginning to take majority of the pulpits. And I thought, wow, that's a big topic. And it kind of ties into this whole idea of Samson. He lived a very narcissist life as far as his leadership and as far as his relationship with other people. And look at how it destroyed him, until he finally sobered up, and he's, basically has to give his life to end what's going on. I guess by definition, with this idea of narcissism is that, you create an environment where it's all about you, youisms, people look at you, want you, and nobody else really matters except for what you can get out of it. And you create this really weak environment that you really can't sustain, and it's going to destroy you eventually. But, one of the things that was brought up in Christianity Today was this idea that, unfortunately, there are, because of our society creating pop culture pastors, we've created narcissist pastors that are beginning to take the pulpit, and it is the Samson story playing out.
It's all about me. It's all about what I can do, right? And so Samson kills 1,000 people with a donkey. I still can't say the word. Since that second service, I have not been able to say a donkey's jawbone. It is really hard for me. So anyways,
you did it good.
I did it that time, but I had to think about it.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So he kills 1,000 people with that. Imagine if he could have gathered the Israelites together. What he could have done. Yeah. I'm good for 1,000. How many can you guys take? And we'll just kick the Philistines out.
Right.
No, but then he's not the hero.
Right.
Right. So that's that hero.
That's the thing. Getting back to what you just said. Yeah. He's not the hero. He's not the focus. He's not the center of attention.
Yep. So always a big red flag for me with pastors is, man, if I see a pastor who's not willing to go do the dishes, or to sweep the floor, I'm super proud of Pastor Gary right now because he's pulling double duty, icing,
he's a salt man.
salting the sidewalks and all that stuff. Like that just shows to Pastor Gary's heart that he wants to serve even in the places that aren't in front of everybody. Man, if the only place you want to serve is get me on a stage, that's a red flag, right? And so I think for our young listeners who are thinking about being a pastor, I want to know, hey, are you willing to get your hands dirty first? You can have all the talent in the world, but are you willing to serve in the unseen locations?
Yeah. I think that's what's interesting when you read the Gospels again with Jesus. I mean, Jesus was a self-sacrificing servant more than anything else. He never really put himself in a position where he's like, yeah, it's about me, guys. Even when he talked about his death and things were going to happen, I mean, it was kind of like low key. Like, just so you know, this is going to happen.
This is going to happen. And it's a good thing because I'm sending somebody else.
Yeah.
He's actually going to be better. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and I think that, somehow we kind of miss the reference to that, the influence of that passage. You made a strong statement that restrictions actually lead to freedom. I think this was interesting because I heard a lot of in the audience. Thank you. There it is right there. That idea runs against our culture. What are some healthy spiritual restrictions that you personally had to embrace to find this freedom that you're talking about?
Number one for me was restriction from my cell phone. And when I've restricted myself from my cell phone, everything about my life got better. So my spirituality got better. My relationship with my kids got better. My relationship with my wife got better. And in the inverse of that, when I've let that slip, all of those things suffered. And so I use a thing on my refrigerator. It's called a brick. And I just click my phone to it and it'll turn off 99% of my apps. Wow. And I can't turn those apps back on until I get home. and,
cool.
and click it. Right. So I like just turn it off and not having the option. And it sets me free to be available for people.
Yeah.
And now, listen, I need to be better about using it, especially since I've moved. I haven't been super on it. But when I am, that restriction sets me free for everything else. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Another good one is, Hannah and I know that, Sunday night is kind of a sacred night for her and I. And we're going to have our weekly meeting where we sit down and say, all right, let's talk about this week coming up. Let's talk about how we're doing. And that's a restriction. I got to make sure that that's free, but it sets our relationship free. It's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And so restriction is important.
I like that. That's good. Yeah. It's interesting. There are a lot of people that are going back to landlines. I was just reading an article about that. Like a lot of people are going back to like AT&T and stuff and like, can we get our landline back? Because the cell phone has become such a divisive thing within the home. Everybody sits around the table and reading their phones, or they don't have conversations on the couch anymore because everybody's looking at their phone.
Yeah, because conversations with people aren't stimulating enough anymore. So it's not good enough for your brain. So it would rather be on a phone because that's more stimulating. Right. In fact, here's a crazy thing. TV shows aren't stimulating enough anymore.
No.
So TV show writers have now made TV shows so easy to digest that somebody could be on their phone and watch their show and still know what's going on.
Yeah, there's a term for that. It's called like the 2-screen rule or something that if the idea is for a sitcom, it's got to be, you have to be able to watch your phone while you're watching the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like
it's not cool, but
it's like actually like a thing they're using. It's super fascinating to think about the idea of restrictions in a world that has none and holds high this idea of, like a false sense of freedom. And so I think you're hitting on something, man, of, restrictions the Lord is asking you to make will ultimately provide freedom. Like it's ultimately going to lead you into deeper, richer relationships with the people he's placed in your life. And who doesn't want more of that?
And what you notice with people is they end up falling in love with their restriction.
Yeah.
And they'll talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
and then people are like annoyed about it.
Yeah, you're right.
So like people who are in great shape and they're dieting really well, they're in love with their restriction.
Yep.
They're like, this thing's like set me free. Or people who have, hey, this is how much I run every day. They want to talk about it because like this was the game changer for me. And so people you can actually fall in love with the restriction that you have in your life because you know what it's doing.
Yeah.
I've been toying with this idea, and God created Adam and Eve, put them in a garden. It was just he and them. I think there's a part of us inside we're built to try to get back to that. And then when we have these devices in our pocket that we carry 24/7, and we have TV and 1,000 channels and all those kind of things, and I've noticed myself double watching things. Are we moving towards the garden, or are we moving away from the garden?
Yeah.
Right. And
That's true.
Those restrictions move us back to the garden, back to the simplicity of being with my spouse in a quiet environment where I'm talking to Jesus. Right. And so these are super hard decisions. Right now, I'm in a digital fast. I'm a news fast, no TV. I'm doing that. And, it's really hard not to pick up my phone because I still have to use this for work, right? But to not find that and start scrolling or watching Fail Army or whatever it might be, it's really tough.
Yeah, we're having this conversation. I'm literally getting like 5 text messages. My phone is just buzzing the entire time. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, eventually we would create what is it? What did you say that first quote was really good? The methodology.
Yeah. Your theology will affect your methodology. So what you believe.
So one of the things I pull from that is the fact, is that as pastors and leaders, we create the environment where we think that our theology expects us to be constantly available, constantly open for every conversation. So we don't put our phone down. We don't make it. Don't turn it off so that we can have time with our spouses or whatever we need to do, or even just our own mental break and almost feel guilty. I've had a couple conversations this week where people are like, we couldn't get a hold of you. And this was really important. And I'm like, it wasn't that important. It's not like a life and death situation. Like we can deal with it the next day or, when I'm available or whatever. But we've got such an instant, we need results right now mindset, even on our Christian journey now. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, unrunstricted access to somebody can be dangerous.
It is dangerous. I think it is extremely dangerous because I think there are a lot of pastors that are so overwhelmed by that environment They're not pastoring anymore. They're just basically,
They'd be surviving.
But I think too, the nature of, to maybe be fair to kind of maybe the overstatement of the narcissistic pastor is the culture in church has been created to where my faith fails with a successful pastor or not, where that's not the model that Jesus gives us, right? So having restrictions and having this place of, look, I am not your savior. I can never be. And if I ever pretend that I can make every T-ball game and every hospital visit happen, some of that stuff's got to, right? You need those spiritual people in your life, but there is a level of, we create immature Christians by doing that. We create kind of just baby bottle Christians rather than meat eaters. And so I think you're right when you say it creates a healthier Christian or a more mature Christian of going, this might be something you don't need me for. Yeah. It's almost like the idea of the mom who can't cut her apron strings, right? Of like, you need to be able to, and Jesus do this too. Yep. Right. And you need people. Like, I'm not here to tell you, you don't need that, but that is a restriction almost in that sense too.
Well, there's some dopamine addiction there. I mean, let's be honest. When you got people that are like, oh,
they're
pastor,
needy. And,
oh, pastor, you're the greatest thing since like bread, and that, every sermon is a banger. It's just like, but you get a lot of those people because we've developed an environment where people think that's the normal thing that they have to do. That's part of the situation. I don't imagine in Samson's day, he had people following him around all the time.
Right.
Like, man, you're amazing. Look at all the stuff you do. And you like that eventually. You get to that point where you're like, this is great. Look at all these people like me. And then you find out that this is probably not the healthiest situation to be in. And then it gets too far and you're like, oh crud, here I go.
Right.
It's destroying my relationship with my spouse because then now I'm always like, I gotta go. I got a hospital visit or I got whatever it is, and
you're the superhero.
You're the superhero. You got a Messiah complex that you just cannot
So you stumbled onto a good thought there is we've referenced like really big sins, or big sins, quote unquote, right? That people would think, oh wow, hey, that's pretty bad. But the one you just mentioned is that kind of that sin of like listening to people too much and like all I want to do is please people. And so that's a chain too.
Oh man.
Right? It starts off when you're a kid. And you're trying to please everybody, and then it just goes and goes and goes. Now all of a sudden you are stuck in a people pleasing mentality. And I've seen people who like their family doesn't matter. They don't even matter. It's just your opinion of me is the only thing that matters. And so whatever I got to do to make you like me, that's what I'll do. And that's a chain.
Yeah. And it can start off so innocently, can it? I mean, it's like, I'm doing the work of God,
right?
This is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh man, this is well beyond any of that. Because I mean, let's be honest, look at Scripture. Jesus took time to go off to himself and get his stuff together. Because he was going through whatever, he had been ministering, whatever, and it's amazing to me that we have to have the conversation with leadership in the church and say, listen, you need to do that too.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I don't. This is important. I got to be here. I got to be here for this. I got to do this. Things will fail if I'm not there, blah, 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 blah. We go through the whole litany of things. And it's like, who are you serving? I mean, if God is in control and he has all the power in the world, what makes you think that if you're not there or there, that it's going to fail?
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yep.
But, we keep developing we keep putting the links on that chain,
And what that creates, though, of this over-serving, people-pleasing culture, what it creates is an escapist mentality once you're out of it. So it's like the person who's in that situation, when they need a break, they're not going to God. They're going to something so they could completely unplug.
Yeah.
Because everything about their life is they're living so chaotically that they need something to turn it off.
Yeah.
And so typically the rest that they're finding isn't rest in the Lord.
Right.
And that's not a good thing.
I had a pastor friend of mine tell me one time, he says, if you show up to your church office and you are trying to figure out every excuse possible why you should not be there, something's happening. Something's not good.
Yep.
And I'm like, that could never happen. How is that possible? You're serving the Lord. You're doing the Lord's work. But it does. When you get to that place where it's like, I don't want to be here anymore, then something's wrong. I mean, the work of God is not easy to begin with. But when that attitude comes into play, there's something unbalanced and unhealthy going on.
Yeah.
Well, we're almost out of time here. You got any last things? You said you wanted to.
Yeah, there was one thing I wanted to mention. And so in second service, I was preaching about, hey, don't go back to the dead thing that Holy Spirit's already killed.
That was
and
good.
so don't go back to that. And, because Samson goes back to the lion, and there's honey in it, and he takes the honey out. And I had a person in the front row say, well, he didn't really touch the lion. He touched the honey in it. And I'm just like, man, isn't that I didn't say it. I thought it, and I didn't, I didn't want to be, call somebody out right in the middle of it. But isn't that exactly what we do with sin? It's like, well, I didn't really...
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really cheat on anybody. I was just messaging somebody.
Right.
I didn't really do that. I was just, it just came up.
I didn't click on that, but there was a little ad on the side that I stared at for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really do it, but that's and so it's a small trick of the enemy to say, hey, well, you're not really going back to the lion, but why'd you go up to it? Right? Because the carcass got just what you like.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That might be a sermon all by itself. I'm just saying. Well, that's it for us today. So, Pastor Gary, you're starting up next week. What's your...
I'm hitting the Kid Ron Valley. Pastor Hunton and I spent a couple of minutes talking about it the other day. I feel like I've got a one of those sermons where it's going to touch you where you've probably been hurt deeply the most. And we're going to speak some life into you, the valley. And then also we're going to see Jesus in his dealing with the same problem and how he dealt with it. So it's going to be a good time. And so the series will continue on into the valley.
Can you refresh my memory? What's the other name that Kid Ron? It's Kid Ron Valley. But
It actually has multiple names.
Okay. All right.
I was wrong.
Pastor Ted found one, and it would be legit. We would count that one, but there's actually a person's name that's also connected to.
Well, you happen to know? Or
This is a good one. That's a good Bible.
Yeah, it's called Deep Cut. I love it.
I love it. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. And we're not going anywhere, so we'll see you next week.
You have found us, More Podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply, find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now,